The following is an EHC media production. How's it going out there, everybody? My name is Emir Costello, of course, and I'm on the line with Gregory Kanias, who has a one-man show coming up real soon. Gregory, why don't you tell us what you got going on and how we could find out more about your show?
Hey, Amir. Thanks for having me on your show. My show is a solo piece called The Monkey Chronicles, and it is part of the Son of Simile Solo Fest, which began last night. My show is actually going to be July 26th through the 29th, and it chronicles two black gay men on the journey of love, infidelity, and eventually forgiveness, and it's told through a blend of poetry and storytelling.
Excellent. So, how many nights is the show going to be?
So actually 4 nights, July 26th through the 29th.
And is there a website that people can go to if they want to purchase tickets?
Absolutely. Folks can go to www.sonofsimile.org. That's www.sonofsimele.org. Tickets are only $15.
So there's the information, ladies and gentlemen, and the link to the website will be at the bottom of this video or in the comments section of this video. If you have more questions, you can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, and hopefully we will all be able to come out and support Gregory and have a good time at his show. Thank you so much for your time, Gregory Kanias. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on.
For honest, uncut, and often controversial coverage of all things wrestling, there's one place to get it, with some good old banter thrown in.
Join the Butcher and myself, two-time Knowledge Champion Mike Larkin, along with your host Dazzy Dangerously, every Friday for the Max Wrestling Podcast, with championship specials every 2 to 3 months.
WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and the company with many names and more.
On Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, Podomatic, iTunes, and Stitcher.
We must now bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bam!
RWT, Max Wrestling, podcasts all over the world. This is the Cutting Room. I am the Butcher. I am the best heel in the business, and I have my wingman with me all of the time, Emir Black Bane Costello. This is episode 1.
What's going on, everybody? You know what, Butch? I'm definitely proud to be a part of this show. I know you and I, for a long time, we've been saying we got to do something together because you're one of the brilliant minds of fans here in wrestling, and especially on RWT, and you are, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the best heel in the business, bar none. It's not even close. What's on your mind this morning, buddy?
Well, when we spoke about doing this whole show, it's about, I've noticed through obviously being in RWT, but we all don't think the same. And opinions is one of the beauties that is professional wrestling. No person's going to think the same, and you know what I mean? It causes controversy. But you know as well as I do, the controversy is best for business. Controversy invented the business, you know? So what I basically wanted to cover was everything that is happening monthly, weekly. So, I mean, one of the main things I've seen going on through RWC is one of the things that got me in trouble this week was Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, SummerSlam. Roman Reigns is obviously going to SummerSlam.
Just to let everybody know, in case you can't tell, I'm on daddy duty right now. And I got my son in the background wanting to talk. He wants to be on the show and talk about all, but we're going to try to work through this here in this. Yes, sir.
Did you see the Roman Reigns?
Yes, I've seen Roman Reigns. Play with your toys, and Daddy will talk to you in a little bit, okay? Remember, I'm going to give you candy, but you got to play with your toys quietly.
And Roman Reigns?
Yeah, everybody, buddy. So
CRWT does now. That's blackmail.
you got to do something to bribe them, man. It's like we got to get the work done. The people want to hear it. The people, let me tell you something. The people were clamoring for Black Bane and the Butcher to put their mask together and come up with something great. And that's exactly what we've done here, man. We've arrived. So you're talking Braun Strowman, right? What's going on with this guy?
Well, obviously, I mean, if we cover what's happened over recent years with Money in the Bank scenarios, no Money in the Bank has looked strong. Whoever's held it has not made that briefcase worthy. Do you know what I mean? Worth anything.
Right.
Braun's walking around calling it, he's the monster in the bank, which he is. Now, if you look at this briefcase now and the way Braun's carrying it, and now Kevin Owens is fully established, Now, you have Braun basically now in a position where he's fought so hard, to get in this position again after being pushed, and then pushed down. Me personally, I look at the old scenario and I think, how many Money in the Bank winners can you tell me that have had a proper good rivalry while holding that briefcase?
That's the thing about Money in the Bank is that the case itself it's like this. It's almost like an afterthought. I mean, even if hey buddy, stop, no, stop. Even if they have a good rivalry going on, the case is some sort of plan B. So let's say let's take Braun for example. He has a rivalry going on with Kevin Owens. Now they've kind of find a way to interloop the whole case idea into it, but they typically don't. If this was a year ago, Braun would have a rivalry with Kevin Owens that would have nothing to do with the case, but you would just know at some point when the writers are ready for him to cash in, all of a sudden he's going after that title. And in the meantime, he's got to carry that case around with him everywhere, through the airport. It's a huge inconvenience to him. The only payoff is at some point you get to be champion. Unless you're Alexa Bliss. If you win Money in the Bank and you're Alexa Bliss, you just get to be champion that same night.
Well, I just look at it and I think a lot of people seem to think that if by any means Kevin Owens walks out of SummerSlam, if he walks out of SummerSlam with the case, he could cash in the same night if he wins. But a lot of people seem to think that this will do Braun injustice. I don't think so. I think the more I look at Braun, the more I'm one of, and you know me, I'm one of these people at the minute, I'm kind of sitting on the fence. I'm not liking the material or what WWE's putting out. I'm very much insulted by it, to be honest with you. But I look at Braun and I think, he's got time. This guy could evolve again within the next 8 months and go straight back to heel status. Do you think, and I want people to comment on this, because I want to know, if Braun fails to win this match, do people think that's a failure? Do people think that this is going to affect him in the long run? I don't, because I only see time is on his side. Kevin Owens, I don't. But I think,
Hang on.
I think what Kevin Owens could do, if Kevin Owens comes out with this briefcase and cashes in on Roman or Brock and wins, Kevin Owens keeps that case, that title, interested up until Rumble, Mania,
Yeah.
Do I think Braun, currently, in the character that he is, can do that? I don't think so.
Here's the problem with being alive in 2018 and being a wrestling fan. It's like we all want instant gratification. Like Braun Strowman, when he was in the Wyatt family, I was like, wow, who is this big son of a bitch? And then when he got a chance to break out and start doing his own thing, and he made Ellsworth famous, and he started like squashing people and just doing amazing things. And then a long time ago, like when he I was a fan of him the moment he left the Wyatt family. And then, so like at that time, I was like, this is why I'm not a wrestling genius. I'm not Vince McMahon, because like my whole deal is, I'm thinking, wow, this guy is red hot. Put the belt on him. Put the belt on him. And then, but anybody would have, who's more logical than me is probably going, yeah, even you're saying he's got time. Like this guy, he's a rookie still.
Daddy?
He's only been in the business.
Daddy?
Yes, sir.
Is it Big Ballet?
Yeah, but we're not talking about Finn Balor. We're talking about Braun Strowman. This guy's only been in the business for like a year, maybe two, something like that. And so I'm not really considering that he's a rookie. I'm not considering his background. I'm just thinking, there's a guy in front of me that's red hot. You're booking him like he can't be beat. You're booking him like he's a monster, except for I'm sitting ringside at No Mercy in Los Angeles, watching him in a title match against Brock Lesnar. And you're going to tell me this is a man that's flipping over cars, pulling down, all kinds of sets and just amazing feats of strength, putting people in the hospital, all this stuff. But he can't beat Brock Lesnar, and that's where I lose. That's where I get lost in translation, because I'm like,
that's where I was. That's exactly where I was. That was the only sign that I ever thought that WWE gone and fucked up. You know what I mean? You've got a guy that's huge. You want him to be up here, and what you've just done is have him lie down for one F5.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They're not. That's the problem with it. It's like they're going, hey, this guy doesn't need the belt yet. He's just got here. But you're not booking him like he just got here. You're booking him like he's your main event, except for when you put him in the main event, this guy goes from I could literally pull down a planet and eat it for lunch to, oh yeah, just one F5 and that's all it takes for me to lay down. But that line of thinking doesn't make sense. It's not sensible. So like, if he's this monster and he's indestructible and he can push over buildings like he's Godzilla, how is he losing to Brock Lesnar with one F5? This isn't like 12 wrestlers piled up on him and tossed him over the top rope. What's happening?
See, this is why I say what I say, because at the minute I look at it and I think, how many heels are on Monday Night Raw?
I mean, off the top, I could probably just think of like Dolph, technically Drew McIntyre, and like Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal, but none of these guys are like true heels. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're not.
Exactly. This is why I say, and I stand by, and I think the likelihood. I mean, what I tend to use, I can be criticised for sometimes overanalyzing, but I tend to skip months ahead rather than what is current. So I look at the big picture rather than I book it like WWE would book it 6 months in advance, cover the year. Half a year to a year, what they see in the long run.
Right.
So, I mean, if I was looking at that, I would think, where are we going to be in 2019 after the Rumble? Okay? So I look at it and I think, Braun Strowman doesn't need to cash in. He could keep the briefcase until next year. But do you know what I mean? That's not realistic in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Braun Strowman doesn't need to be clever like his Dolph Ziggler, like a Miz, like Daniel Bryan. Do you know what I mean? That's the monster. He could walk out on any given night and just take it if he says he can. So I look at it and I think Kevin Owens for me is more realistic to walk out of SummerSlam. Not just Money in the Bank winner, but champion. That is my thinking. It is my thinking, because I just think Kevin Owens is a spokesperson. He's interesting. I would say being a Kevin Owens fan for over 10 years. I've watched him on the Indies, got ROH. You know what I mean? I've watched his huge, obviously with El Generico. Jay Lethal, and I actually would go as far as saying that Kevin Owens is possibly one of the most underrated guys on the planet. Underrated.
I got two problems with your Kevin Owens theory, and that's this. By the way, I'm a Kevin Owens guy. I love Kevin Owens. But the rumors, here's problem number one. Problem number one is the rumors are that Vince McMahon has got a problem with Kevin Owens' weight. And here's the thing about that. If you're Kevin Owens, Now, don't get me wrong. Part of me gets like staying true to who you are, but also, if you know that the result of you working out and getting a better physique is that you will be put back in that main event spot, you'll hold the strap, and that's the only thing that's holding you back. You have the mic skills, you have all the wrestling ability in the world. They just want you to look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Why are you not willing to do that? And then the second problem is this. Part of me does not want to believe this, but also hashtag WWE. When Paul Heyman walks out, he walks down to the ring, and he says, Brock Lesnar needs to hold on to this belt until January so he can walk down the aisle and into the octagon as the WWE Universal Champion. He can defeat Daniel Cormier or whoever has the belt at the time, and for the first time ever, one man can be both UFC and WWE Universal Champion at the same time. And part of me goes, that's ludicrous. They're not going to let him continue. I mean, he's held the belt hostage for all this time. They won't let it keep happening. But then I think about Vince McMahon and how much he would love to see his belt on UFC television. That's right. All the money. And so it's kind of like, does any of this matter? Does the money, does the monster in the bank matter? All the things that does Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley matter? Like, because what do you think is more likely to happen? That they let the belt come off of Brock because that's what makes sense months ago, or that Vince McMahon wants to see that damn Universal title on a UFC pay-per-view?
I totally agree. No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Because we all know that what's best for business is it's not just a gimmick, it's not just a phrase.
Like
it's
you said,
fact.
buddy.
It's
Money.
right? Now, we all know the working relationship between UFC and WWE has been on great terms for years.
Right.
Now, what benefits Dana benefits Vince. You know, it's all money in pockets. You know, Dana makes a shit ton of money out of it. Vince makes a shit ton of money out of it. Vince lets Brock walk into UFC with that title, and then obviously Dana lets Brock walk into WrestleMania or whatever with both titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I get exactly what you're thinking, and in a way, there's a little bit of it that, you know what I mean, makes you a bit excited because it's like, wow, you know what I mean? That's kind of like it's unheard of, and it's unthinkable that something like that can happen.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing: they can do it. This could all work, but it won't. But here's the only way this could work in my mind, where everybody doesn't get completely screwed over. You gotta let Braun or Kevin cash in that Money in the Bank. You gotta get the belt off Lesnar. And then let your fans, the ones who are paying for your network, the ones that are paying to go to your live shows, guys like me who are scared to death to be on an airplane, yet there I was flying to New Orleans for WrestleMania. Let us see somebody else hold the belt for a couple of months, and then, come January, have Lesnar come in, work the Rumble or the pay-per-view before that, take the belt back and walk in with it. Why they won't do that is because if they do that, they want to be able to say, Lesnar, who's held the belt for 8 million days, is walking into UFC as Universal. They don't want to be like Lesnar, who just recaptured the belt last month. So I feel like they want to, but it's like this run is not substantial. Like, we all know he hasn't been there. He's defended the belt some minute amount of times, but they're not gonna boast about that. They're just gonna be like, Brock Lesnar's been champion for over, have whatever the amount of days was, and whatever it'll be by then. But I think if you want him to have that belt at that UFC pay-per-view, and you don't want to screw your fans over, give somebody else the belt for a few months. Let Brock get it back before he has the fight. Just do it that way. But what do you think? Will they do it? Do they care, Brett? Do they care, Butcher?
I look at it again from a point of view that how would that affect Brock Lesnar? You know, you've just gone and beaten a two-weight champion in Daniel Cormier, who they regard as the best man on the planet. Then you win the title, you walk back to WWE with both titles and expect it to either vacate.
Right.
He could vacate and he could do a Medusa. He could chuck it in the bin. You know? This is entertainment. You know, holding up. This is entertainment. This is a fighter. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the way I look at it is, if Brock Lesnar loses after beating Cormier, what does that do for him? Nothing.
How about this, Butch? How about this?
You know?
What if Brock Lesnar goes against Cormier and loses in the first place? Like this guy, this is a man's gonna walk out and people are gonna go, Brock Lesnar is a bitch. He got beat up by Cain Velasquez, who, by the way, obviously may be coming to WWE. If this guy walks down the aisle into the octagon with that Universal title around his waist, then nobody in the building believes he deserves to be there because he's a wrestler. And then he gets his ass whipped by Daniel Cormier. How does that help WWE? Like, now, UFC is not predetermined, supposedly. UFC is like, may the best fighter win. But what about the chance that Brock loses? How bad does that make everybody look?
Yeah. Well, it's just it's like when you seen the face off. There was a part of me going, this looks so staged. This looks like Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn.
They were smiling. Yeah, they're laughing at each other. There's no heat there.
And everyone is basically assuming that Brock is going to win. But like you just said, what happens if he gets his ass kicked?
He has lost more world title bouts in UFC than he's won.
Mm-hmm.
He got submitted. Frank Mir submitted him?
Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar have fought, I think it's two times, I think. 3 times. And Frank Mir's lost 2. So he got submitted by Frank Mir, and I think his second professional fight. He got the shit kicked out of him by Cain Velasquez, and he got the shit kicked out of him by Alistair Overeem. You know? A lot of people go on about Brock Lesnar's record being superb. Okay, let's look at it and think he battled a condition. You know, he battled a condition. Yeah, okay, I'll give him that. But if the condition affected him that much, he wouldn't have competed, right or wrong?
I agree. He's not the. I mean,
That's the way I look at it.
he wants the money, but it's his health.
He wouldn't have been cleared. You know, so you can't hide behind conditions. I mean, come on. Frank Mir had a freaking career, life-threatening motorbike accident. He broke both of his legs. You know, Frank Mir came back, and Frank Mir could walk. You know, Frank Mir had to battle to walk again.
Yeah, man.
So let's not hide behind Brock Lesnar had a condition and all these things. You know, at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar in a couple of months is going to have to step back in, be in the best condition of his life. Because I mean, I'm not a big Cormier fan. But I don't think Brock Lesnar can take a punch on the chin.
Yeah.
I definitely don't.
I don't think so either. And my final thought on this is, hey, stop it, buddy. How difficult is it in WWE that you book this guy as the beast incarnate? Yet in real life, he fights against guys half his size that can beat him up. It's a toss-up. You can't look at Brock Lesnar and go like, oh yeah, he's gonna win for sure.
Let's look at the beast incarnate, right? Let's look at the beast incarnate and the fact that he punched a 6-foot-plus monster. Now people can say he tapped Braun Strowman, but being a UFC fighter and being within an inch, you can knock people out with an inch punch.
Right.
He didn't even, you know what I mean? Braun took it. You know, Cormier, I don't know. I mean, we've wrapped a bit up here. Do you know what I mean? We've spoke here, and it's like it's come from both sides. And now I want to listen to what you people that are going to listen. I want to see comments. I want to see people interacting. I want to see civilized conversations.
That's right. We here at RWT, we're all about respect. And I think, you know what, Butch? That's a good place to wrap it up. I think, all things considered, and my 2-year-old baby boy, who's going to be 3 tomorrow, going crazy in the background. He's drop kicking me in the back as we speak. This was a good first episode. I think we got a lot of good thoughts out, and we giving people something to think about. So, guys, Butcher and I are going to be doing this hopefully once a week. We'll get an episode out to you. This isn't a show that focuses on any one particular brand or any one particular promotion. We're just talking all things wrestling. We're just doing our thing, man. I'm Black Bane. He's the Butcher. And where are we again? What's the name of our show?
It's the Cutting Room.
That's right.
And do you know what happens when you step into the cutting room?
Tell him, Butch.
You get cut up.
We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.